In the headlines, security forces failed to act despite intelligence on planned attack on Abuja-Kaduna train. Teenager arrested for removing eyeball of school pupil. 20 villagers fleeing from bandits drown in Niger River. And on the foreign scene, Putin calls for complete surrender of Mariupol for shelling to stop. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayubelia. Thank you for joining. And now the details. The Monday night attack on a Kaduna-bound passenger train arriving from Abuja came after repeated warnings by the intelligence service about the movement of bandits with a mission to attack the train service and other facilities, Daily Trust can report. The attack on the train, which had on board over 300 passengers, was the most fatal attack on the train, coming after 3 previous attempts on the service. At least 9 corpses were recovered from the scene of the attack on Tuesday, while over 20 others sustained injuries from gunshots and stampede. Many passengers were also abducted by the kidnappers. Senior security officials told Daily Trust on Wednesday about the existence of many intelligence reports warning of a planned operation by the criminal groups, with one senior official describing the incident as totally avoidable. Daily Trust also gathered that the Kaduna State Security Council and the leadership of the 1 Division Nigerian Army headquarters had also separately requested the Nigerian Railways Corporation to suspend the late-hour shuttle between the 2 cities. Managing Director of the NRC, Engineer Fidet Okiria, confirmed that the NRC was waiting to stop the evening train. A senior security source in Kaduna confirmed to Daily Trust receiving reports of movement of Turji's men to Kaduna, saying, however, that the intelligence was not authenticated. A Kaduna security source who did not want his name revealed said that the attack was carried out by Boko Haram elements in collaboration with the bandits. Joint Intelligence Service claims it has uncovered forest settlements serving as hideouts for armed bandits and kidnappers attacking travelers along Abuja-Kaduna Highway. This is coming as the Nigerian Air Force airstrikes killed scores of bandits on Wednesday after obtaining intelligence on their movement in the same axis. PR Nigeria reports that NAF aircraft launched attack on the bandits moving along Akilubu Sarikim Power Road near Mangoro village, while those fleeing were eliminated. A domestic intelligence operative told the online medium that 34 dead bodies of the bandits were so far counted during a mopping up operation. The report said that intelligence agency, after the attack on an Abuja-Kaduna train, identified 3 locations as destinations of bandits after most attacks within the axis. Meanwhile, victims of bandits' attack on Abuja-Kaduna train continue to share the harrowing experience of audacious ambush on passengers. At least 26 passengers sustained injuries. 9 dead bodies have been recovered. Fatima Ladan visits St. Gerard Hospital, where victims are responding to treatment.
The attack on Abuja-Kaduna train on Monday night will remain on the minds of many for a very long time. Fatima is one of the victims of the attack, and the trauma she went through cannot be forgotten easily.
Muna tafiya kawai like 20 minutes to arrive to Kaduna.
We were on the train 20 minutes to arrive in Kaduna. The train started shaking and it drilled from the track and stopped. There was sporadic gunshots from all angles, and the security men in the train asked us to lie. So after we laid down, the gunshot persisted. I was in the VIP when the bandits broke the door and we were on our knees with our hands up. They took away some people. There were many very young boys within the ranges of 18, 20 to 22 years. They spoke strange languages. I speak Fulfulde and Hausa, but they spoke very strange languages. Their mode of dressing was unlike Nigerians. The first time we were rushed to the hospital, we got treatment and nobody asked us to pay anything. We got emergency treatment when we came around 1 to 2 a.m. in the morning. We were asked to pay hospital bill. When Deputy Governor came around 7 a.m., she directed that all injured victims should undergo free x-ray, but after she left, we had to pay 5,000 each for the x-ray.
Not many of the victims are fortunate to survive with injury like Fatima. She is discharged to go home, but scars are still in hospital. Whereabouts of several others is still not known, leaving their loved ones in agony and uncertainty. Fatima Salaladen, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
The Minister of Transportation, Mr. Rotimi Amechi, has asked Nigerians to contribute to the cost of treating those affected in Monday's train attack. At least 9 people were killed, while many sustained injuries when bandits attacked a train heading for Kaduna from Abuja. Speaking when he visited the victims who are being treated at the 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital in Kaduna on Wednesday, Amechi said that the Army treated them without charging a dime. However, he said some of the patients need drugs that are not manufactured in the country, asking Nigerians to assist in raising the money. Now, shutting down of Abuja-Kaduna train service following Monday's bandits attack has left commuters with no option than to go by roads. Trust TV visits Jabi Motor Park to speak with passengers on the development.
Nobody seems to be happy about the situation because I think they had it coming for a long time. We've been hearing of the tracks being vandalized in one way or the other, but for it to be getting to this extent of having a bomb being detonated on the train, it's really a heartbreak for the nation at large. The train seems to be the better options when it was really working fine, but for now, I think the buses feel safer for me to take than going for the train now. We in this part of the world, we are very religious people, so we're always hoping on God to just take us to our destinations in peace. You can't really depend on the security on the road now because they are doing their best, but it seems as if water pass Gary. So that's just the situation of things now. So we're just praying. Everybody leaving their homes now, it's like you going down on your knees and praying, God, just take me to my destination. You really can't put your hopes or your going to the journey being safe on the security as it is right now. So it's just on God.
I heard about the incident, but I have no option other than to go back to my state because I can't find any place where to live in Abuja before the incidences or the situation can be calm. So I find myself in a very difficult situation that today in Nigeria, the express is not safe, the rail is not safe, and the air too is not safe. So one has no option and we have to travel. The train is safer. It's safer. Anything can happen on the express and a lot of uncertainties as well. But the train, I think, is safer. That's the alternative I have been using for quite long. So now I have no option other than to use the car.
One of my Oga lost his daughter in the tragic event. That's why I'm going to Kaduna now to condole with the family. Yes, he's my Oga. And his daughter is involved. She died. The corpse was discovered at the 44 hospital yesterday. So they buried her, so I'm going to condole the family now. Everybody knows what is happening. We don't need to deceive ourselves. We all know what is happening. And there are authority in charge that are supposed to do something, not we ordinary people.
Now on the sad one, a 17-year-old Isa Hassan, popularly known as Shahid A, has been arrested for removing one eye of a 12-year-old Mustafa Yunusa of Dantinke area of Tarauni local government area of Kano State. Shahid A removed Mustafa's eye on the order of a traditional herbalist, a 107-year-old woman, to do a disappearing charm for him. Speaking, the father of the boy, Dahiru Ahmad, said he took him to his best friend, Malam Arma, for schooling in Dantinke area. Shahid confessed having committed the crime. Reacting to the development, the police command in Kano, through its spokesman SP Abdullahi Haruna Kiawa, said that the police will investigate the case and charge them accordingly. Now, no fewer than 20 people, including women and children, have reportedly drowned in Guni-Zumba River on Wednesday morning as they were fleeing from bandit attack on Guni and Gurbaku communities in Munya local government area of Niger State. Daily Trust reports sources said that the victims were crossing the river to Zumba and Gwada IDP camps in the boat. One of the sources, Michael Madaki, told our correspondent that 13 bodies had been recovered and buried. The Niger State Police Command's Public Relations Officer, DSP Wasiu Abiodun, had not responded to calls and a message sent to him by our correspondent as at the time of filing this report. Reactions have continued to trail declaration of intention to run for the 2023 presidency by the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike. In an interview in Port Harcourt, the state capital, Itubo, accused the governor of subjecting civil servants and pensioners in the state to untold hardship. The report.
Chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, in the state, Beatrice Itubo, said their members will not support Governor Wike's presidential bid due to his alleged poor performance regarding welfare of civil servants in the state.
As charity, they say, begins at home. Let him come home and pay retirees their gratuities, pay pension arrears, promote workers and pay them, employ. The system is empty. It's not just to run from here and want to go to Abuja. There in Abuja, we will kill all the workers in Nigeria. So let him start the whole thing here so that we can be able to give him the support. Without that, he will not have my support.
While some residents support Governor Wike's 2023 ambition, others express displeasure with the manner he has treated retired workers on payment of gratuity and welfare of civil servants. They said despite the infrastructure development witnessed in some parts of the state, there is the need for human capital development like job creation.
Nigeria is a broader region whereby if he thinks he can run the state, bringing down a level of insecurity, well, I'll give him that to him. Bringing down but there are areas he has to also look into. Is it payment of gratuities, which he has not done the past 4 or 5 years to retired people in this state? Is it looking at the promotion of civil servants that he has not done, promotion of teachers that he has not done, not assisting the youths who are students, and so many other issues.
But the only thing is that he's working, the way I have seen him here, he's working, but the only problem he has, people were, the way people are criticizing him about his leadership because of this, between him and this Ikoku and, but other areas, I think, I have not seen anything wrong in his leadership.
Personally, what I have against him that has not gone down well with me, the demonstration secondary school in UST, I learned that since he took up the office, he has not paid them. And that is welfare. You building flyovers without this welfare or human development, how then do we survive?
Like that area of civil servant complaining and all that, my brother, even when Jesus Christ was on earth, people complain. So Wike is not God and he cannot do all things. But by the grace of God, for a little one which I know, like that area of promotion of civil servants and all that, I believe in God that if they should give him more time, he will do better.
My advice for him, he should be able to network his whatever development strategy in other aspects, such as education, employment. We have seen the infrastructure. Here is like a mini London now. We can begin to call the name Garden City, as the name implied before.
Itubo also called on workers in the state to get their permanent voters' cards in readiness to vote for credible candidates in the 2023 general elections.
You're watching Trust News Update, coming up shortly. How a 35-year mechanical engineer in Katsina State makes a breakthrough in farming. This and more coming after the break. Thanks for staying. Let's have another look at the top stories again. Attack on Kaduna-bound passenger train arriving from Abuja came after repeated warnings by the intelligence service about the movement of bandits with a mission to attack the train service and other facilities. Plus, a 17-year-old Isa Hassan, popularly known as Shahidai, has been arrested for removing one eye of a 12-year-old Mustafa Yunusa of Dantinke area of Tarauni local government area of Kano State. And in other news, the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 has said that the use of face masks in public places is now optional, while the decision on the final relaxation of the measures will be taken after Easter. The head of the Technical Secretariat, who also doubles as the Secretary of the PSC on COVID-19, Dr. Mukhtar Mohammed, disclosed this in an interview with The Punch in Abuja. Countries across the world have started relaxing COVID-19 measures. Recently, Ghana, a West African country, announced that the use of face masks was no longer mandatory. Nigeria has continued to witness a drop in the number of daily COVID-19 cases. The PSC also announced that it will stop demanding proof of PCR test from fully vaccinated travelers. Meanwhile, data from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency has revealed that a total of 12,139,797 persons have been fully vaccinated in Nigeria, while 18,942,020 persons have been partially vaccinated. The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency announced that the Moderna, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson brands of COVID-19 vaccines were available for individuals willing to vaccinate. Now, over 3 million children and pregnant women in Zamfara State will benefit from the health interventions the state government is providing to prevent outbreak of polio and tetanus. Executive Secretary, Zamfara State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Ismail Tukur, said the aim of the intervention is to further build the immune system of children and women. The report.
Zamfara State embarks on 5 days campaign against polio, tetanus and neonatal and infant mortality across the state, with a view to boosting immunity of 2 million children and 1.5 million women of childbearing age. The Executive Secretary, Zamfara State Primary Healthcare Development Board, Dr. Ismail Tukur, said the health interventions are being carried out simultaneously in the state, such as vitamin A, child spacing services, among others. He said there is a little resistance against polio and child spacing services because relevant stakeholders, including traditional rulers, have been helping to mobilize residents within their domains to allow women and children accept the free health services the state government is providing to protect people.
Yeah, for the campaign, the OBR, that's the outbreak response that we are talking about on the 5 population, we are looking about 2 million children. Yes, we are looking about 2 million children, while for the MNCH week, we are putting together the women and children. So if you look at women of childbearing age in the population, they constitute about 20%. And 20% of our population of about 5.7%, 5.7 million, you find out that we are talking about another 1.6 or 1 million thereabouts. So if you add about 2 million plus this 1 million, totally we are targeting about 3-point-something million people that are going to benefit from this activity altogether. Yes, there is no activity that come without a challenge. I think one of the challenges is, if you are providing courses, you find that even people that are not eligible to come out and they want to also benefit. You find that we have age range for this exercise. Mostly we are targeting children under 5, we are targeting women of a productive age group.
The state nutritionist Ismaila Umar visits some rural communities in Bungudu and Maru local government areas of the state to monitor and assess the level of compliance. He speaks on what he observed.
It is impressive because As you can see, as I'm moving with you to supervise the program, we have visited some communities and we have seen how our team members are, giving the intervention to our children, which is very impressive. We went to Purupuri, and then from Purupuri we moved to Munguru, and then from Munguru we came down to this place, Maru local government, which is very impressive. The caregivers are coming out with the intervention, which I believe my call to them is let them continue to come out to receive the intervention, because it is an opportunity for them. It is an opportunity given to them by the state government in collaboration with donor agencies like UNICEF, WHO, and whatever. Because after this, for them to get this opportunity, it will be another time. So I'm calling on them to come out and receive the interventions, which include immunization, vitamin A supplementation, iron folate, albendazole, and what have you. So, it is very impressive as caregivers are coming out with their children to receive the intervention, which I believe, as I said, we will continue to call on them to come out, because the exercise starts yesterday and it will end up to Thursday.
The Executive Secretary commends relevant partners and stakeholders in ensuring the success of the health interventions to safeguard the lives of children and women in the state.
Now, a 35-year-old graduate of mechanical engineering in Katsina State, Abdullahi Bature, has made a breakthrough in farming. Bature produces Irish potatoes in Keita local government area, considered as semi-arid zone where Irish potatoes cannot grow. Keita is located a few kilometers to Niger Republic, but endowed with fertile land with potential to grow variety of farm produce. Abdullahi Amadi visits the farm and filed this report for Trust TV.
The mechanical engineer who said he started cultivating Irish potatoes here 2 years ago described it as a profitable venture, considering the soil fertility of the area, which requires the application of only manure to get the best yield.
Basically, it's like now, it's like I have already harvested 1/3 of the planted Irish potato that on the ground. So I'm now expecting like about 15 tons on the ground, inshallah. Okay.
This solar-powered borehole is being used by Abdullahi Bature to provide enough water for the irrigation activities, which enables him to produce other farm produce such as cabbage, pepper, onions, and tomatoes, among others. In 2022 alone, the young farmer produced over 800 bags of 50 kg Irish potatoes here, which he said happens to be one of the best in terms of size and quality. Abdullahi Bature, who apparently looks more happier with the value chain than the yield, told Trust Television that he employs over 10 people to work on the farm on daily basis, which he engages about 25 people on special occasions. This beside his customers in Sokoto, Kaduna, Kano, and the Federal Capital Territory. He, however, speaks on some of the constraints involved in irrigation farming and Irish potatoes production.
The only challenge, let the government come in to see the possibility of creating employment toward this production of Irish potato, because we have the market, and I know that inshallah, if we can coordinate, we can produce more than our expectation.
In spite of all these challenges, experts say the most amazing thing is that one can bring anything from anywhere and grow it anywhere in the northern part of the country. Abdullahi Ismail Amadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And now in business, Brent, the crude against which Nigeria's oil is priced, moved up in price to $114 per barrel on Wednesday, rising by $3.72 or 3.37% when compared to the previous day's cost. Its rise in price follows the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, as the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries raised the alarm that the crisis was also costing the energy market more than 7 million barrels of crude oil daily. The Secretary General of OPEC, Sanusi Barkindo, disclosed this at the 61st meeting of the Joint Technical Committee of the organization via video conference. Barkindo told the meeting that the leading international organizations and institutions came together in the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic to endorse efforts to stabilize the energy markets. Now on the foreign scene, Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that the shelling of the besieged Ukrainian city of Mariupol will only end when Ukrainian troops surrender. Putin made the comments during an hour-long phone call with French President Emmanuel Macron on Tuesday night, the Kremlin said in a statement. But French officials said that the Russian leader had agreed to consider plans to evacuate the civilians from the city. Now, Russia later proposed a one-day ceasefire for Thursday. The Defense Ministry said that the ceasefire will start at 10 o'clock local time and will allow people to travel westwards. On Thursday morning, Ukrainian Deputy Prime Minister Irina Vereshchuk said a convoy of Ukrainian buses was on its way to Mariupol to try to evacuate civilians. She said that the International Committee of the Red Cross had confirmed that Russia had agreed to open humanitarian corridor to the city. And in sports news, the Nigeria Football Federation has tendered an apology to the federal government and Nigerians for the failure of the Super Eagles to qualify for this year's World Cup finals in Qatar. NFF General Secretary Dr. Mohammed Sanusi regretted that the team failed to qualify despite the enormous support of the government and Nigerians who turned out in throngs to fill up the 60,491 capacity Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, for the clash with Ghana's Black Stars on Tuesday. The Super Eagles could only achieve a score draw 1-1 against the Black Stars, which ended their hopes of playing at the World Cup finals in Qatar as Ghana sneaked through on the away goal rule. And that wraps up Trust News Update. Connect with us via our social media platforms and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more. I am Ayuba Ilia. Thank you for watching.